in the shadows of freedom. Akiko stood at the edge of the camp fence, her gaze lost in the barren land, her mind buzzing with dreams once so close, now shackled by invisible chains. She clenched her fists, feeling the rough wood splinter against her skin, a reminder of the world that lay beyond, untouched yet so distant. Hiroshi, her younger brother, stood beside her, his eyes darkened by the burden of memories no child should bear. The camp's barbed wires glistened in the early morning sun, a cruel irony of hope and captivity intertwined in silence. Akiko longed to paint, to capture the harsh beauty of their confinement, yet brushes were rare, and colors even rarer. When they were released, the world outside had changed, and Akiko's heart thudded with both relief and trepidation. She felt like a ghost, her family adrift, unseen and silent, blending into the shadows of California's bustling cities. Their new home was modest, cramped, and devoid of the warmth they'd once known, but it was a step closer to freedom. Each morning, Akiko ventured out, slipping through alleys and side streets to avoid the cold stares that followed her. Her hands itched to create, to translate the struggles etched in her mind into strokes of color and form. One day, she stumbled upon an art supply store, its windows filled with pigments that beckoned to her. She saved every spare coin, working odd jobs and enduring long hours, all for a few precious tubes of paint. Hiroshi struggled, his once bright spirit dimmed by the weight of their past, retreating further into himself. Akiko watched her brother and felt a pang of guilt, her art a lifeline he didn't seem to have. One evening, she met Miyako, a warm, passionate artist who saw Akiko's yearning through her quiet gaze. Miyako invited her to an art gathering, a small group of creatives that celebrated stories through brushstrokes. Nervously, Akiko arrived, clutching a worn sketchbook, unsure if she belonged among such vibrant souls. As the artists painted, she listened, absorbing their stories of struggle, laughter, loss, and resilience. Miyako encouraged Akiko to share her own story, a tale that weighed heavily, yet longed to be told. Akiko hesitated, her voice barely a whisper, as she spoke of the camp, of Hiroshi, and the shadows that haunted her. The others listened, their eyes wide, and for the first time, she felt her pain find a place outside herself. Inspired, Akiko began painting, each stroke a release, each color a fragment of the past turned into beauty. Her first piece was dark, chaotic, capturing the despair of confinement, yet edged with faint slivers of hope. As her art grew, so did her confidence, her voice becoming bolder with every canvas she completed. Hiroshi watched, sometimes sneaking peeks at her work, his eyes softening in rare moments of wonder. Akiko wanted him to find solace, yet he remained locked within himself, his spirit wounded and wary. Miyako, seeing her struggle, introduced her to an art mentor, an older artist who understood hidden wounds. He taught Akiko how to use her brush as a voice, to express what words could not convey. Through her mentor's guidance, her art transformed, shifting from pain to reflections on identity and belonging. Akiko painted fields of wildflowers, small yet resilient, standing tall in defiance of storms. Her work caught the attention of local artists, sparking whispers and admiration within the community. Though recognition thrilled her, she remained humble, remembering the shadows from which she'd emerged. Hiroshi finally ventured to one of her exhibitions, his gaze locked on a painting of two siblings, hand in hand. The piece mirrored their bond, fractured yet unbroken, standing against the world together, yet apart. He approached Akiko afterward, his voice soft, thanking her for telling their story when he couldn't. They spoke little, yet she felt a shift, a glimmer of hope that her art might heal more than just herself. As she created, her mind often drifted to the past, to the faces of those who shared their suffering. Her art became a tribute, honoring the lives touched by confinement, resilience, and the quest for freedom. Miyako proposed a larger exhibit, one that would share the voices of all Japanese Americans who had endured. Akiko hesitated, fearing the scrutiny, yet the need to honor her story, their story, pushed her forward. The exhibit was grand, filling the walls with pieces that spoke of sorrow, strength, and unyielding hope. Crowds gathered, their eyes tracing the pain and pride that wove through Akiko's brushstrokes. People asked her about her journey, their voices tinged with curiosity, sympathy, and newfound understanding. For the first time, Akiko felt truly seen, her struggles no longer shrouded in silence and invisibility. Hiroshi began to paint too, his colors muted yet brimming with raw emotion, his own journey unfolding. They painted side by side, a quiet partnership that bridged their unspoken words and shared wounds. Akiko's art gained recognition, her work celebrated for its depth, courage, and raw, honest beauty. She felt pride, not for fame, but for the chance to share her truth and honor those who had been forgotten. Her journey through art became a form of healing, each piece a stepping stone toward self-acceptance. She looked back on the shadows of her past, no longer haunted, but grateful for the resilience they forged. Akiko found solace in the knowledge that her voice, once muted, now echoed through her paintings. Miyako, ever her supporter, spoke of opening a gallery together, a space for voices often left unheard. As they planned, Akiko dreamed of a future where stories like hers would be celebrated, not hidden. Hiroshi, now more at ease, began teaching art, using his pain to guide others toward expression and healing. Together, they forged a legacy, one that honored their past yet looked toward a brighter, inclusive future. The gallery became a haven, a place where tales of hardship and resilience mingled in vibrant colors. Akiko's final piece, a mural of wildflowers, stood tall, a testament to all who had risen from the shadows. As she gazed at the mural, she felt the weight of the past lifting, replaced by a quiet, enduring pride. Her journey was far from over, but she had found peace, her art a lasting voice for herself and for others.